Hey, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, sitting to my left.
Yep.
And today it's going to be all about AEW's Deadly Draw, Tag Team Women's Tournament Cup. Something. So, pretty excited about this. A little confused by it as well,
Yeah.
but overall, I give it a thumbs, like almost up. Not quite in the middle, but almost up. What do you rank it in a thumb?
I watched it
So that's in the middle. That's a thumbs down.
all the way.
So
I could turn it all the way around. I'd break my wrist.
so this is going to be an interesting conversation, as I almost enjoyed it, and the Mississippi Madman, yeah, he didn't.
No.
So overall, what was the biggest negative? Everybody likes a negative. What was the biggest negative for you?
The fact that 3 of the teams were heels and 1 of the teams was kind of a face, I guess, because I'm still confused on what the hell's going on with Allie, because she acts more like a heel.
Yeah,
It doesn't make a lot of sense, man.
not necessarily the fact that there was pretty much all heels in it. My biggest is just confusion overall. Like,
Yeah.
again, this has been my biggest issue with AEW, is the fact that they will do one thing and say something different. We first see like Brandie and Allie, which is supposed to be Brandie's the good guy, Allie's the bad guy. She's manipulating the one guy to be.
I mean, Allie cheated to pull the color.
Yeah.
So
But the fact that Brandie's like, I'm over the women's division, but yet I don't know why they would do this to where we have to draw. I'm like, if you're over it, you should know everything that's going on. You shouldn't be shocked that a decision was made about the women's division if you're the one making the decisions.
yeah.
I mean, it's like your boss coming to work, go, why are we here? I know I told y'all to be here, but why are y'all here?
It doesn't.
It just made no sense
No.
for her to go, I made the decisions, but yet I'm confused at this decision that was made, only to come back at the end and say, I'm the reason that this is. I am the brand manager of the women.
They double talk.
Just really didn't make a ton of sense.
And anytime somebody pulled a color, I got red. Coincidentally, that person that pulled red was walking right or standing opposite of the camera.
Now, the way I understood
make
it
any
was
sense.
a lot of that pulling was already done. So you already knew some of these people had colors. They just didn't show it there. If you were watching maybe Dynamite, or maybe it was on Being the Elite or whatever. But overall, yeah, very confusing and very...
Connived. It looked so connived.
It was just really weird that, like you say, oh,
I mean,
look,
like me
I drew
covering your
red.
face and going, guess who's here?
Chances are the only other person standing next to you is the one that's got your
Exactly. It just, to me, it'd been better if one would have come out and then somebody else would have come out.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's my partner.
right.
That it just looked so bull crap.
Yeah, it's just funny that we didn't see the first person draw, but we saw the second person.
It's all fixed. It's wrestling, bro.
But at least try to make us believe that it's real.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought one of the cool things they did was having Madusa come out.
Yep, I was gonna say that's
give a little
definitely
praise
positive.
to that. That helped out.
I really like the fact that they had Veda Scott doing commentary with Tony Schiavone. That was
I actually
cool.
thought it was good. It wasn't bad at all.
It was definitely a lot of positives for me, but again, just the overall storytelling of it was really bad.
But it was like everybody was a heel, but supposedly Brandie.
Yeah, and then she's the baby face that's a bad guy. So I mean, that's another thing. Like, if you're gonna be I get that. Even if even serial killers had good days. Where they'd show up and help an old lady across the street or something. Like, I get that. And even the nicest guy in the world or nicest girl in the world wakes up on the wrong side of the bed every so often. But please give me good guys and bad guys. Please stop giving me a good guy who's a bad guy and a bad guy who's a good guy because he's against the other bad guy that's worse than the good guy and the bad guy. I'm like, I can't keep up with who you want me to cheer and who you want me to boo.
And here's another idea. For anybody's taking a clothesline, don't bump before the damn line hits you. The chick that was, what's her name? Ariana Andrews?
Yeah.
She bumped 5 seconds before the clothesline hit her at the end. Like, they tried to change camera angle and hide it, but if you go back and watch it, smooth as shit. Like, she's like, ugh, and like, gravity beat her.
Let's go with the first match. First match was Brandie and Allie versus Penelope Ford and Mel
with Kip Sabian.
And I love this. Is you hear AEW talking about we're all inclusive. If you know, no matter what you identify as, we're going to respect that. Okay. Blah blah blah. The first thing you get was the girl going, Kip, you can't draw this. This is for women. I'm like, well, if y'all are all inclusive, why can't Kip be in a women's match?
Well, they said they weren't going to have men versus women's match.
But we're all inclusive. If you want to identify, as a woman,
said, not Shay said.
But I'm just saying, if you want to identify as a woman, if Kip would have said today, I feel like I'm a woman and want to draw, he should have been allowed to draw. Like, don't double talk.
Again,
I mean, he did have the little Stevie Richards inspired shirt. So I mean,
I'm not Tony Khan. You got to talk to him.
But I'm a huge fan of Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. I think if they got behind them, like, they could be huge stars.
Kip Sabian has the first ever win for AEW, and they've literally done hardly anything with
I think Penelope is probably one of the top 3 workers.
Yeah, they have there right now. I agree.
And it's sad that there's really not more focus on them being how phenomenal they are together. Like, I don't know much about Mel. From the commentary, I assume that Brandie Rhodes brought Mel in.
They said she was indie is all I know. I would have to look her up. I don't know nothing from her. But she did all right on commentary. I had no problem with her.
Yeah. The only thing I hated about that was, like, she was supposed to have been the monster, but yet she got beat up and drug around by the 2 smaller people. But now that's...
Oh, Mel? Yeah.
I guess, like, at the end, she got a little bit back. Yeah. At the end, she got a little bit back, but there at the beginning, she was just being manhandled by Brandie and Allie.
Oh, don't worry, it happened in the second match too. So
yet she was being promoted, being talked about as this big bad monster. So I really get your story straight.
They book big bad monsters pretty badly.
Yeah, well, I've heard.
All you do is watch these 2 matches.
The finish was okay, except Brandie really botched the spear. I think everything flowed well right into that, but she got the spear on Mel after Allie raked her eyes, which I liked that concept. And she raked her eyes after she missed the leg drop off the top rope, so a lot of that made sense. It was just a really bad spear.
It was long. God, the matches were so long.
Yeah,
they could have got 4 matches out of what they did with 2. They really could have.
And then we get Vince McMahon, Brody Lee, in a little segment where he's like,
he just walked her out.
You know, talking about where the promo in the back or whatever, it's like chewing out the Dark Order and hitting Evil Uno in the head with a stack of papers and how dare you cry? Don't you? That shows weakness. And Brody is pulling off the Evil McMahon, I think, better than Evil McMahon did.
Yeah, we just don't get to see it on TV.
Yeah.
Anymore.
So I enjoyed that. It was good to see Griff Garrison at least there. Jungle Boy Senior, I guess, because he's bigger than Jungle Boy. He really made them mad because he looked like Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
So,
how dare you have curly hair?
Yeah, I really dug it. I never got a good good seeing of the guy in the white jacket. Do you know who that was? Was that Seven or was that someone else?
Well, they got so many damn members. I don't know.
Well, I know Seven is...
Let me know what blade of grass is that. I don't know.
Well, I know Seven is Cody Vance, and I really like that. And then Alan Angels is one of the guys, too. I just don't know if he has a name or not. But really dig seeing those guys there.
One's 10, ain't it?
Maybe that's... I said 7, but it's 10. Yeah, that's Cody Vance.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if Alan Angels has a name, but we get them walking out. The girl that joined them, I don't remember her name.
Hold on.
Which leads us to the second match.
Yeah, Anna J. and Tay Conte.
Yeah, Tay Conte.
I thought her name was Picante.
She's from Brazil.
It threw me off.
And I think they're about to be Iconics because the J girl comes out with the Dark Order. It's got everybody. She's got the mask on. They're really putting over how this is the first time they've seen her in the Dark Order and blah, 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 blah. And then after the match, she goes, don't talk to me about the Dark Order. We're pretty girls. So,
let's concentrate on the tournament because they won.
Yeah, so.
Which kind of surprised me.
But that match was really good. We got to see a former Funkadactyl make her, I guess, debut in AEW, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And she teamed with
Nyla
Rhodes, who's with Vicky Guerrero.
Yep.
And they took on the other two girls.
Anna Jay Conte.
Yeah. Took them on, and the finish was really, really good. I really enjoyed the finish. It was kind of out of nowhere. I didn't expect it. I did expect the Funkadactyl chick to win, but maybe they're going to go into something with her and maybe Sunny Kiss, because she did Sunny Kiss's finish and said, this is how you really do it. Even though Sunny does it off the top rope, you just did it standing, so I don't know how yours is supposedly better than his, but, you know, confusion is the name of the game here at AEW, so, you know, hey, whatever. But it was cool.
But it was the same scenario in that match. They beat up Nyla Rose, and Nyla should be killing people.
That was my thought, was like, why are the monsters taking the heat?
In both matches. It's like because you know they have somebody with them to put your match together, and it was the same. It had to have been the same person put both these matches together because it was literally the same match.
Yeah. And whoever it was probably had never watched wrestling, because if they did, they would have been like, "Oh, you're the big monster.
But
you're the
supposedly
established
Omega's
person."
the one over the women.
Well, I mean, you know, Omega's a good worker. Doesn't mean he's a good agent.
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean,
for me, Omega. If I was
women?
Omega, I'd be trying to get out of AEW to go back to New Japan, because he's lost here. Like,
according to what people are saying, he books his own stuff. So
whatever made him special is not in AEW. I don't know what it. He went from like a star in New Japan to, you know, fourth flunky, and you know.
So he'll pull out a good match every once in a while, and that's really the end of it.
But it's just all lost. Like, you don't get it. Like,
I agree 100%. Well, it's one, they can't stay with the storyline no longer than like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I enjoyed the wrestling from this, because I did think the matches, for what they were good. I just hated everything else.
Like, the psychology made no sense. At least with Nyla, they worked her leg.
Yeah.
I will say that. I mean, I'm not a huge Nyla Rose fan, but she sold her leg even after the match was over. So
even when she attacked
I probably would have gave her like the star of the night for as far as like wrestler went. Mm-hmm. I mean, because she sold.
She did work hard.
The Funkadactyl chick. Seriously, go back and watch when she touched clothesline at the end. She bumps before the damn line hits her. I mean, luckily they turned the camera like the last second. It kind of looked like Nyla went through with it, but seriously, go watch. She bumps before it ever hits her. I mean, I hate to tear shit apart like that, but it's just true. You know, if you need to work on something, you need to work on it. And sadly, it's a clothesline.
I mean, especially if you're trying to say, hey, we're the top. If you're going to be the top, be the top.
But here's my question, because a lot of people were kind of down on this women's tournament because they don't really have anybody that's just super right now. But you think that's why it's on YouTube, not television?
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of the lethal lottery. I do like that concept.
I don't mind that. I hated how they did it.
I agree. It was very poorly done.
Yes, piss poor.
Especially when you're doing it not live. I mean, you have a chance to watch this and go, this is horrible. Let's fix it.
Yeah. It ain't like it can't be recorded again.
You know, I mean, you've got all the footage. You know what I mean? Just piece it together to where it makes sense. It was, I mean, you can't say, oh, well, we didn't have time for her to draw. She's standing right there. Now, and, you know, the only time we did get to see two people draw in a row was Brandie and Allie, and it made perfect sense.
Well, because she cheated.
Because she cheated. She looked in and drew the color she wanted. Perfect, you know.
But I remember WCW doing the lethal lottery. And it would be coincidentally, sometimes they just accidentally pulled their own tag partner. You never knew it because they come out individually, or they pulled numbers.
And you saw the locker rooms,
but you didn't know what they had until they come out the door.
I mean, I just really didn't.
There's ways to work the crowd without making them look like complete idiots, and this just did not work.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it all. I mean, I enjoyed the wrestling. I didn't enjoy the story or the storytelling or how they prepared to tell the story. I didn't enjoy any of that. And I don't know if I enjoyed the Brody Lee stuff. It's
just different to me.
I like it because it's the employee making fun of the former boss. I mean, that's it. Like,
if you watch the actual show, like, he's trying to hide from Colt Cabana that they're bad guys. Every time they go to beat up somebody, he takes Colt off the stage and goes, like, Colt, come with me. Like, Colt has no idea, supposedly, because he doesn't watch the show, that they're bad guys. You know,
I mean,
Colt's
he just agents
like,
it.
I mean, that's it, clearly. But
and I think that's one of my biggest things is this, you know, the smart fan. Like, you tell us, hey, I work here. You know, I'm more than just a wrestler. I work behind the scenes. I help produce the things, but yeah, I don't know anything that's going on. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's clearly what it's supposed to be.
If that's what it is, you suck at your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go to your job and you know, if your job is cook fries and you show up and you're over here, you know,
peeling fucking onions.
Yeah, and they're going, what's going on? Oh, well, I didn't know that you wanted fries. I mean, my job title says fry cook, and I'm the one that ordered the fries. And I even got the grease and put it there and turned the oven on, but I didn't know you wanted me to cook the fries. I mean, just like, come on, guys. Like, get the left hand needs to find out what the right hand's doing, because clearly nobody's telling each other what's going on. It's like, hey, this is scripted, except nobody has a script. You know? I'm like, come on, man. Like, just make it make sense. You know, if you're going to say I'm the person that makes the decisions, your second sentence shouldn't be, I'm surprised that this decision was made.
I forgot like a minute ago, and then I remembered. Oh, I was going to tell you, I don't know if you know about this, there was supposed to be a debate between Jericho and, what's his name, Pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're
Orange
supposed
Cassidy.
to, yeah, Orange Cassidy. I say Pockets, same thing.
I like Pockets.
But,
Orange
they're supposed
Pockets.
to have a commentator be out there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think it is? It's already been leaked out. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I have not seen
Eric Bischoff.
Oh, nice. I'm
So,
okay with that.
I have no problem with it. I think it's kind of cool. I think Eric's a very good entertainer, always has been. And in my opinion, I think he's better than Vince in certain parts.
I mean, him and Tony Khan just teamed up for like a little special or whatever, where they raise money or something.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. I mean, overall, I enjoyed AEW. I just wish they would try to make their stuff make sense. If you want me to believe it's really happening, please make it very easy for me to believe. Maybe I'm just ignorant and can't keep up. Maybe I'm the only one that's confused by what's going on.
No, because a lot of people are complaining. But I was going to say one other thing about empty arena wrestling, man. It's killing debuts of wrestlers. Zack Ryder comes out, makes a save for Cody. And it's like, and again, it's filming. Whoever's doing this damn filming, I want to grab him by the throat. Cody's supposed to have a save come in. Well, they pan to Zack literally walking out, and then he realizes he's on camera, and then he takes off running. And
Always ready.
I'm just
Mac
like, what the hell? But it's just like, and then he's like trying to pan to the crowd. There's no reaction after he kicks the guy's butt for saving Cody, and you're just, these empty arenas, man, it's killing people.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's killing people to put them all in there too, but you know, it's just, it hurt to watch that. I'm like, this ought to be a big deal. It was like Brody Lee coming. It was like, this ought to be this huge reaction, and there's nothing.
And it would have been.
And that's what I'm
had it
saying.
been people there.
And there's nothing. And I'm like, at one point, this is the time you need to bring everybody from the locker room and be like, when they come out, make some noise. I don't believe in panning in noise because it sounds so horrible, because it does not sound like a crowd. You can tell it's fake.
Yeah.
But bring everybody out then and make them make some damn noise. It ain't like you got to surf the crowd with the camera.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, he goes out and he's like, "Rah!" And you're just like, nothing.
You know, it's probably how like actors and stuff are when they're like performing these big scenes in front of like green screens and stuff. Like, you got nothing to play off of.
I mean, you're playing off the crowd at home, but it's just, that's what murders it for those people at home watching. Though. There's no reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And just, that sucks so bad. Like this week, they're going to give away, I went blank. Not Dean Ambrose, John Moxley versus, what's his damn name? Half the paint face.
The Natural?
No.
Darby?
Darby, thank you. That's why I get them mixed up, honestly. But Darby Allin and him are going to be for the belt.
Well, eventually Darby and Dustin are going to morph and have
Yeah,
one face match.
white and red.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, they're going to have a match for the title.
well, now,
I have no problem with that.
did he ever face Brian Cage? Wasn't that the big match?
They
were
did that
building to?
match, and actually Taz had to throw in the towel.
Ah.
But the reason that Taz did that, it kind of made sense. But he had literally just come back from an arm operation. That was legit, 100%. He was injured, and he had him an arm bar. And Taz is like, I don't want my man to be re-injured.
Yeah.
And they made it make sense. Because they even played off like Brian Cage wants to fire him. And he's like, no, don't. And he's like, I was doing it for your betterment. And it made sense. And they're working their way into getting that back to another deal.
I'm just
Which
saying
I
that.
think it's going to be a multi-person match at the big pay-per-view coming up. It's their usually pay-per-view is coming up. Their WrestleMania. And I feel like it's going to be like 3 or 4 people in this match. Because I don't see that Moxley is just being the actual draw that they want. I don't know. Maybe not. But we'll see who gets the title.
Well, hey guys, that's been our review of AEW's Women's Tag Team Cup Deadly Draw. It's definitely deadly, and I'd say it's probably a draw.
I'd ask you one more thing. Did you see the underground for WWE?
We'll talk about that next time.
Next time.
So until next time,
Watch wrestling.
watch wrestling.